I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? I don't even know what to say right now. Let me know if y'all can hear me, man. Let me know if y'all can hear me. I hope something go wrong with this live. I hope the mic stop working or something. Can y'all hear me? I'm so mad right now. I'm so mad right now that team lost. Let me know if y'all can hear me in the comments. Can y'all hear me, man? Please tell me my internet is messing up or my mic don't work or something look crazy. Tell me like, yo, you gotta, I don't know, you got something that jumped on your back or something. I don't know, man. Like, damn, y'all hear me. God damn. Well, go ahead, come on in, come on in. Let's get the jokes going. Let's get somebody said I told you. Hey, man. Bro, I'm so hurt right now, man. I am so hurt right now, but I had to show up. I had to show up. I got to show up. So let's make sure y'all check in, man. Make sure y'all check in. Make sure y'all check into this live, man, and let's allow people to catch up to the live because we're gonna have a crazy one for y'all tonight, man. We're gonna have a crazy live for you guys tonight. I cannot even believe it. Congratulations to the Minnesota Timberwolves. I am absolutely floored by what I just witnessed right now by the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm absolutely floored. And you got to sit down. You got to tip your hat to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Just a second here. Let me pull up. Let me see if I can pull up the box score while y'all are filing in. Make sure y'all check in and let me know where y'all are coming in from. Wolves or Mavs beat Boston. I don't even know, man. Come on. Somebody say Joker is a joke. Come on, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let me just pull up the box score while y'all file in. Okay, we good. We got the box score here. I'm good. Okay, we good. We good. Let's give it like another 30 seconds. Sacramento, London. I see you out there. Virginia. Shout out to Afro AB. Seattle. I see you out there in Seattle. Where else we got? Guyana. If I got that right, we got South Africa, Costa Rica reporting in. We got Ohio. We got Atlanta. Shout out to Atlanta. We got San Antonio, Texas in the house. Shout out to Fred in Texas. What else we got coming in here? We got Puerto Rico. Shout out to Puerto Rico. Where else we got? We got Newark. I see you, Amin, in Newark, New Jersey. Somebody said Antarctica. Shout out to Chicago, Bam. Flacco, I think I got your name right. We got you. That we got Trinidad. We got the Bahamas. We got Paris. Let's give it like another 10 seconds. We're gonna get into it. Shout out to Philly. We got LA in the house, the DMV. Shout out to the hometown DMV. I see we got Florida, Patterson. Is that Patterson, New Jersey? North Carolina. Let me see what this person just said right here. FYI, Jokic blew a 20-point lead at home and lost 3 at home. He clearly is a joke. He choked. Giannis. All right, okay. First of all, appreciate the super chat. Let's not jump out the window. Shout out to Minnesota. Shout out to Minnesota. Shout out to South Central LA. Shout out to y'all, man. Where else? Jamaica in the building. Okay, let's get into this live, man. Let's get into this live. Let's get those likes up. And let's get into it. Shout out to Athens, Greece, Grenada, Detroit. Shout out to Detroit, man. Shout out to y'all in New Orleans. Somebody said we told you. Shout out to the hometown Maryland. Okay, so let's get into this live. Let me give y'all my first reaction. I am absolutely stunned by what I just saw. I am absolutely stunned by what I just saw. Absolutely stunned. I cannot believe that the Minnesota Timberwolves, a team being led by a 22, 23-year-old phenom in Anthony Edwards, walk into the series going up against the defending champions in the Denver Nuggets, go into Denver, win the first 2 games of the series. Then Denver bounces back and they win the next 2 games, and then they win the 3rd game at home. And just when you thought the Nuggets had it in hand, they go out there and win game 6. And just when you were like, okay, there is no way, absolutely no way, that the Denver Nuggets are going to lose 3 games. 3. 1, 2, 3. On their home court. I would not have believed it. Let me see this comment right here. Jokic can win against real competition. 0-6 against 50-win teams last year. Nuggets a fluke. Jokic is a fluke. Who else? Somebody said Ant-Man saved Gotham from the joke. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. I appreciate it. That's a good one. Also, y'all, if y'all are not following the Dreamers Pro podcast, we got that pinned to the top. For those of you guys who listen to podcasts, and also we're trying to hit 200,000 subs at the end of this month. If you're watching this live, please make sure you go ahead and sub to the channel and support us. Let me get back to this. I said to myself, I said, there's no way that Denver going to lose that game at home in game 7. No way. And what happens? We're watching the first half. The Denver Nuggets are rolling. They're rolling. Nikola Jokic had like a double-double in the first half. What is it? Anthony Edwards had 2 points. 2 points to almost finish the first half, and then he gets fouled. And then he hits 2 free throws at the free throw line to go into the half with 4 points. I think the Denver Nuggets were up double digits in the first half. NBA.com hasn't released their updated quarter-to-quarter report, so I'm still waiting for that. So I don't know exactly how many points were scored in that third quarter, so I'm still waiting for that. The game just finished. So going into the first half, I'm feeling good. I put up a comment on the community section of the channel. I'm like, Anthony Edwards is not looking like Michael Jordan right now. This is not Jordan-esque at all. People felt the type of way. Scoring 4 points in the playoff game 7 is not Michael Jordan. Like, it's not. That's why I always said Anthony Edwards is a great player. When you start comparing him to Jordan, I think you're going a little bit too far, because now you're comparing him to the greatest to ever do it. That's a ridiculous comparison. So if that's the comparison that people want to make, that's the standard that people are going to hold you to. That's what's going to happen. So I said I didn't see no Michael Jordan. Now, what I didn't see was the Denver Nuggets absolutely getting stifled in that third quarter, midway through that third quarter, when the Wolves started going on that run. And they started to see that the Denver Nuggets, I think at one point, missed 7 or 8 straight field goals. And the Nuggets kept on hitting back. I mean, not the Nuggets. The Wolves kept on hitting back and kept on hitting back. Somebody said it's officially the end of the LeBron era and era. Shout out to you. Appreciate the super chat. I said to myself, I said, the Nuggets are in trouble. I said the Nuggets are in trouble because the only player the Nuggets have that can really get a shot at any moment on the perimeter is Jamal Murray. He had it cooking in the first half. I think he had like 22 or 24 points in the first half. In the second half, he completely cooled off. Completely. And Joker couldn't buy a basket. I think at one point he went 0 of 7 or 0 of 6, missing 6 straight 3-point shots. 6. And the minute Denver started closing in, and I saw the Wolves started closing in, and I saw that Denver Nuggets defense, the Denver Nuggets offense start to buckle. I said, man, the Nuggets are in trouble. The Nuggets are in trouble. They are in big trouble. And when they went into that fourth quarter, and they got them in that early foul trouble. And I think they were in the bonus for like 7 minutes or 8 minutes to go in that fourth quarter. I said it was a wrap. Anthony Edwards is greater than LeJoke James. Appreciate that, Joshua. Now, let's get into the players and the stars of this game. If I'm looking at the box score, some people have been making comments about Joker ain't all of that, Joker ain't all of this. Well, Joker finished this game with 34 points, 19 rebounds, 7 assists, and only 3 turnovers and 1 block. I don't know how you can say that Joker wasn't the best player on the floor. He was. Nikola Jokic was the best player on the floor. The problem was The Minnesota Timberwolves were the better team on the floor tonight. That's what happened. And to show you that they were the better team, they were able to win that game with Anthony Edwards having a bad game. Now, Nikola Jokic didn't shoot great from the floor. He only shot 46% from the field. But if we're looking at Anthony Edwards, he shot 25% from the field. Are we really going to honestly start jumping out of the window with some damn Anthony Edwards is better than, like, are we really going to do that? Are we really about to do that off of one game? He scored 16 points. The difference in that game is the Minnesota Timberwolves, had 6 players in double digits in that game. 6 players in double digits. Do you know how many players the Denver Nuggets had in double digits? 2. 2 players. The Nuggets had 6. I mean, the Wolves had 6, and the Nuggets had 2. Jamal Murray, who had 34 points, if I'm not mistaken, or 35 points, and Nikola Jokic, who had 34. Aaron Gordon finished that game with 4 points. Michael Porter Jr. finished that game with 7 points. Excuse me. KCP finished that game with 5 points. So if you look at their bench, they only got 5 points off the bench. 5 off the bench. If you look at the Minnesota Timberwolves, Naz Reid comes off the bench. He gives you 11 points. Kyle Anderson gives you 2 points. And then in the starting 5, you have a balanced attack. Jaden McDaniel gives you 23. Karl Anthony Towns gives you 23 and 12. Rudy Gobert gives you 13. He out there hitting fadeaway shots like Kobe Bryant. I couldn't believe it. Anthony Edwards had 16 points, and he had 7 assists, which was very good because he wasn't scoring, but he was facilitating. He was playing defense. He was rebounding the ball, got 8 rebounds. Mike Conley had 10 points. Every Minnesota Timberwolves starter was in double digits. Edwards kept the same energy all the series while Murray was busy tossing out heat pads. Shout out to Sergio. Appreciate the super chat. The difference in this game is the Denver Nuggets offense totally stopped working. At one point, the Minnesota Timberwolves went on a 52-24 run in the last 24 to 25 minutes of the game. A 54-24 run over the last 24 to 25 minutes of the game. Elite, Cape, y'all talking trash with how Joker's so great. Get it done. A 3-time MVP wasn't that tonight. And lost 3 at home. But this sounds like a LeBron James fan. These comments. The comments sound like a LeBron fan is tired of how people have gone at LeBron every time he fails. So he's basically like, keep the same energy for everybody else. The issue is, I think you're jumping out the window too much with these critiques. Saying the Joker's overrated is crazy. That's crazy. Saying the Joker ain't all of that is crazy. Like, it's cuckoo talk. It is cuckoo talk. Because if you take if you take Nikola Jokic off the floor tonight, the Nuggets lose by like 30 points. Now, granted, they lost the other game, but look at the box score. The dude had 34 points. 34 points. What did he have? 19 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 block, and only 3 turnovers. What are we talking about? And he played 47 minutes in a game. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Somebody said, any merchandise coming soon? Yeah, we've been thinking about it. We've been thinking about merch. I've been thinking about this twerking it up and slapping them with honey and all of that. I've been thinking about that. I don't know, guys. Let's try to get these likes up to 300 likes. Let me read this comment. Love the show. Any merch? Okay, who else? I'm a Giannis fan. Y'all just stupid for going too far behind thinking Joker was all that. He's 0-5 against 51. He is all of that. Like, come on, what are you talking about right now? Okay, so if Joker ain't all of that, who is? Nikola Jokic is a bad boy. What are you talking about? If you add them other players in that offense, score a little bit more points, they win the game. What? Wait. So what are we saying right now? Like, what are we saying? You making it seem like he had a bad game. He ain't even have a bad game. Like, what's the point we making right now? I can understand if the dude had a bad game and they didn't do well. He was getting buckets. He had 34, 19, and 7. But what are we talking? I can see if he played like garbage. Then I'm like, all right, you got a point. Does this prove that Edwards' leadership is better than Jokic? I believe Ant-Man actually makes his team better. Your thoughts? Let me get to that. Okay. I think that Anthony Edwards leads in a different way. Anthony Edwards is a youthful guy. He has a lot of bravado. He has a lot of youthful exuberance and enthusiasm. And he's like, he's young. So he's like, hey, man, we got this, man. Come on, guys. Ain't nothing to worry about. Blah, blah, blah. Maybe a veteran won't be behaving like that. Maybe a vet that's been in the league for 10, 12 years, that's been through the wars, will be like, okay, chill out. Like, they've been there and done that. But it's all kind of new to him. I think this is the first time he's made it past the first round. So he has this kind of youthfulness to him that I think energizes his team. I think he's the guy, like, when the team has their head down, he walks up and like, yo, man, we got this. Come on, man. Like, we got this. Don't let them get you down. Like, we got the, like, I think he gives them that. In the case of the Joker, I think the Joker is a totally different person. Like, I think he's a totally different person. He has a totally different personality. I don't see the Joker doing what Anthony Edwards does. But in terms of being a better leader, the Joker has proved that he's a good leader because his leadership has yielded a championship. So he has the results to prove it. The person here without the jewelry are the Wolves. So they have to prove it. Joker's already proven. Giannis is already proven. Stephen Curry's already proven. LeBron is already proven to an extent. Kobe's already proved. These guys have already done it. And some of those guys have done it on multiple occasions. So I'm not ready to go that far. Without the Joker, these Nuggets don't even make the playoffs. He needs real help off season. Big this year. Appreciate that. Yeah, I agree with you. Jokic played 47 minutes. That was the ball game. Now, in terms of them needing more help, this is the first time I've really paid a lot of close attention to the Denver Nuggets. And I paid a lot of attention to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray is extremely streaky. Extremely streaky. Tonight he went off for 34, 35. But there's some other nights where he can shoot you out of a game. There's some games where he could win games at the buzzer. We saw it in round 1. But there are other games when it just doesn't happen. Defense wins championship. The defense of the Wolves play reminds me a lot of the 90s defense. I have to agree with you. Like, let me say this. I'm more impressed with the Wolves than I am disappointed in the Nuggets. A disappointment is if you get swept. A disappointment is if you lose in 5 games. This was a 7-game series. I still can't believe the Minnesota Timberwolves won this. I can't believe it. I cannot believe that the Minnesota Timberwolves won this. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. I am so impressed. It is so impressive what they did. So impressive. Like, I'm not a Minnesota Timberwolves fan. I'm not an Anthony Edwards fan. They started comparing them to Kobe and Jordan. So as a Kobe Bryant guy, I started looking at him at the corner of my eye like, okay, y'all talking about you remind me of Kobe. Now I got to really watch him because I'm not giving it up. Like, you remind me of Kobe after like 1 series, 2 games, 1 or 2. Now you got to show me. You got to show me. So I'm still watching him. But as a team, I'm very impressed. How can you not be impressed? And defense on Murray in the second half was the game changer, and Kobe is greater than LeChoke and pre-did. Yeah, Anthony Edwards, man. Anthony Edwards, what he is is a serial competitor. That is one thing I will say about Anthony Edwards. He is a competitor. He's a competitor. He's a competitor. Please, let's not make this about LeBron. Appreciate the super chat. I don't want to talk about LeBron James right now. I don't want to talk about LeBron James. LeBron James is eliminated. The Clippers are eliminated. I don't want to talk about LeBron James right now. LeBron don't deserve to be discussed right now. The Clippers don't need to be discussed right now. We're talking about who's relevant. That's the Nuggets, Joker, and the Minnesota team. I do not want to talk about LeBron because they're not relevant right now. We're talking about who's in the playoffs. LeBron is a champion. He's done his thing. They chilling, right? They chilling. In the case of the Wolves, what do I think about the Minnesota Timberwolves now? Appreciate you guys. Also, if you guys are not following us on the Dreamers Pro podcast, make sure you guys follow us there. We got that on as pinned to the top. And also, if you're watching this live, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 200,000 subs by the end of this month. We really appreciate that. Anyway, what does this mean for the Wolves going into the next series? We need Murray. We need Murray before Western Conference game 1. Is Jordan the father? Okay, Murray. I thought you meant Murray. Okay, I got that. That's pretty clever. I got that. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate the super chat. Looking at the next series, I saw somebody leave a comment about Kyrie Irving. Let's talk about Kyrie Irving. I was just thinking about Kyrie Irving today. Just today. Do you realize this is the first time that Kyrie Irving has been back to a conference finals since he was in Cleveland? Think about how long ago Kyrie Irving was a Cleveland Cavalier. Think about all of the things that have transpired throughout Kyrie Irving's entire career. Career since he left Cleveland. Think about that. With the vaccine, Brooklyn, the tweets and everything that came with that. And then he went to the team last year and I think they tanked. All of those things. And you look up and Boston, exactly. Boston, how that didn't work out. You look at all of those situations and you look up and Kyrie Irving is going back or going to a conference finals. And the person I was thinking about today in terms of Kyrie Irving, I was thinking about Kobe and Shaq just today. And I remember the desperation Kobe had to win that 4th ring without Shaq. Because why? Before then, they would say Kobe never won a championship since Shaq left. Kobe hasn't been anything since. That was the thing about one of the knocks on Kyrie. What has Kyrie Irving been since he was last LeBron James' teammate? What's another thing they said? LeBron is the only one that can deal with Kyrie Irving's personality. And here you have this Kyrie Irving. He's playing in Dallas with a young star in Luka Doncic, who was beginning to have questions about him as well, about how he complains and all of that stuff. You got all of these dudes together. And now Kyrie Irving is going to the Western Conference Finals and has a chance to go to the NBA Finals. Ladies and gentlemen, I thought we were going to see Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic in the Western Conference Finals. We're not getting that, quite obviously. But what we are getting is going to be, I personally believe, one of the most entertaining series that we as NBA fans have seen in years. I'm going on the record right now that this series that we are about to witness with players like Karl Anthony Towns, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Edwards, Luka Doncic. Thank you, Robin. We are about to witness basketball played at a level that we have not seen in years. And I'll tell you why. Number one, for the players we just mentioned. These are elite offensive players. Appreciate you, Focus Creative. Wolves going to the finals. It's possible. It is possible. But here's something interesting. When you think about the Minnesota Timberwolves, you're talking about the Stars and the Dallas Mavericks and all of that. You think of offense. But what we don't realize, guys, is that both of these teams are great defensive teams. The Dallas Mavericks are a highly improved defensive team since their midseason acquisitions. With PJ Washington and all of those guys. They are a they are a very good defensive team. Luka's committed to defense. Kyrie Irving is committed to defense. So I don't think it's going to be this thing where you see the Minnesota Timberwolves blitzing them and they're not going to get any get back on the other side of the court. I think we're going to find out who the true scorers are in this next series. Nikola Jokic is not clutch like Jordan. He's a center. That's like saying Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is not clutch like Jordan, or saying Shaq isn't clutch like Jordan. He's a center. Centers aren't really clutch players. And he does make some clutch shots, but I think clutch in the sense that you mean it, I think it's unfair to say that for a center in my personal view. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Now, I want to make a quick series prediction. Timberwolves haven't been to the Western Conference Finals since Garnett in 2004. That is true. And today, Kevin Garnett turned 48 years old. So on the 24th, on his 48th birthday, made it the 20-year anniversary, is when they go back to the Western Conference Finals. I just want to say something quickly about that series that's coming up. I do not believe that the Minnesota defense will have the same effect on the perimeter players of the Dallas Mavericks that they did on the Denver Nuggets. I do not believe that's going to be the case. I do not see them having any answer whatsoever for Kyrie Irving. I do not see it. I do not see it. I think they can play great defense at times, but there's nobody in the NBA that can guard Kyrie Irving. Nobody. Nobody. I don't care who you bring. Bring the best defender in the NBA, he cannot guard Kyrie Irving. Especially when Kyrie Irving is playing one-on-one basketball. It's never going to happen. Then you got Luka Doncic. Who, to me, is arguably one of the hardest players to guard in basketball. One of the hardest players to guard in basketball, and I'll tell you why. For 3 reasons. His strength, his size, including his weight, and his skill level. You cannot really body up Luka Doncic and think you're bothering him. Remember, Luka is 6'8", 6'9", but a big body. A big body, and I'm not making any serious predictions right now. Will winning a chip be the change the NBA needs with the importance of bigs in defense, a copycat league? It's a good question. It depends who wins the championship. Right now in the conference finals, we have 2 defensive-minded teams in the Western Conference. In the Eastern Conference, we have the Celtics, who I think are always a good defensive team. And then we have the Indiana Pacers, who are not known for defense. So it depends who goes to the finals. Great question. Media was really saying the Lakers should duck the Nuggets to get the Wolves, and they would have been. You know what? It's an interesting thing you bring up that point, and I don't want to talk about the Lakers too much like I'm beating up on the Lakers, but you bring up a good point. Appreciate the super chat. Is it safe to say that the Lakers and maybe maybe even the Clippers. Is it safe to say that the Lakers in this case were 1 or 2 or 3 tiers below these teams we just witnessed? Because personally, what I believe is the following. If the Nuggets beat the Lakers in 5 and the Wolves beat the Lakers in 7, what chance would the Lakers have had against the Wolves? None. I'm not even sure the Clippers would have stood a chance against the Wolves. I'm being for real. I'm not even sure the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard would have had a chance against the. I'm being serious with you. Because the Clippers don't play defense like that no more. I think that the Wolves and these teams are a tier above the rest of the teams in the Western Conference. And I think we misjudged them. We misjudged them. Because the Minnesota Timberwolves are easily the most impressive team in the playoffs this year so far for me. In terms of Boston is hard to tell about the Boston Celtics because they haven't faced anybody yet. Who has Boston faced so far in the playoffs? Who? Nobody. So it's really hard to, and we don't even know if Indiana is going to really put up a good fight against the Celtics. So the Celtics may get their first real competition in the finals if they make it. I got the Mavs in 6. Kyrie is unguardable. I agree with that. Kyrie being unguardable. As a Laker fan, I'm happy with anyone winning the chip except for LeBron. Oh my God, Joshua, appreciate this. For sure. Well, let's talk about it from a macro standpoint real quick. Appreciate you guys. Let's try to get these likes up to 450 likes. Also, if you're watching this live, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 200,000 subs by the end of this month. Really appreciate if you guys help us hit our goal if you're watching this live. Let me get into this right now. Let me go back to your comment. He said, oh yeah, about the LeBron. I think the NBA just struck gold. What am I talking about? I think the NBA just struck gold in Anthony Edwards. What do I mean? The NBA has been desperately looking for a homegrown player, an American player. And I understand it. I get it. Right? I get it. I totally get it. Looking for a homegrown player to be the face of the league. It's the truth. They've been pushing him. And here you have a player in Anthony Edwards who they want to promote. They really want to promote him. But at the same time, they can only do so much if he's not winning. So here you have a situation where LeBron is out of the playoffs. Kevin Durant is out of the playoffs. Stephen Curry didn't even make the playoffs. Who do you have left? You have Jason Tatum. You have Anthony Edwards. And you possibly have Luka. 3 potential faces. But the guy I think they want is Anthony Edwards. That's the guy I think the NBA really, really wants. So I think that they are now crossing their fingers and hoping that Anthony Edwards continues to play well and somehow finds a way to make it to the championship. And let me tell you guys something right now. If Anthony Edwards gets to the finals and the Minnesota Timberwolves win the championship, that will officially be the beginning of Anthony Edwards being the face of basketball as we know it. That is exactly what will happen. And they will push him in a way that they have pushed probably since LeBron James or Stephen Curry. It's the end of an era where LeBron, KD, Kawhi, and Steph all eliminated. Kyrie is the only superstar veteran left standing. I agree. Folks, the old era is gone. The Kawhi, they're all gone. I don't see those guys coming back. I don't see LeBron and those guys coming back. Kevin Durant is not coming back. Personally, I think now it's for the young boys. And now the NBA is in the hands of the Jason Tatums, the Luka Doncic, the Anthony Edwards, the Ja Morant. Speaking of Ja Morant, I got to touch on Ja Morant for a second. Yo, do y'all know that if Ja Morant was healthy and he wasn't doing stuff to get himself in trouble, y'all realize Ja Morant could have been the face of the NBA? As we sitting there talking, right? Ja Morant could have been the face of the NBA today. Because Ja Morant was there. I mean, Anthony Edwards was there while Ja Morant, they were pushing Ja Morant. Anthony Edwards was there. It wasn't like I said they just drafted him like last year. He been there. Zion Williamson been there. Ja Morant could have been the face of the NBA. And I personally believe he had more appeal than Anthony Edwards and everybody else. That's just me. For whatever reason, Ja Morant with his electrifying dunks and he just captured everybody's imagination. Quite literally. They had 3 players. Zion Williamson, and he wanted to turn into a Papi Chulo or whatever the hell he was trying to do. I don't even know what the hell was wrong with Zion. You had Zion 1 in order for the potential next faces. It was Zion 1, Ja Morant 2, and Anthony Edwards a distant 3. What did Zion do? Zion basically had weight issues, and then we find out he was trying to be the next Brian Pumper or whatever the hell he was trying to be. He was just slinging it all over the place. It turned into Jerry Springer with that dude. The NBA like, nah, I don't think we can deal with this dude. Next. And he had injury issues. They go to Ja Morant. Ja Morant was so big, Nike felt confident dropping Kyrie and gave him his own personal shoe. Then he had the issues. And the NBA was left with Anthony Edwards. And I think if they win the championship, Anthony Edwards is going to be the face of basketball for the next 5 to 10 years. That's just my personal opinion. Love your content, bro. Congrats on the upcoming tourniquet. You think Ja can ever get it back? First of all, appreciate the super chat. Appreciate the words of encouragement. Shout out to you, the Do Better podcast. The Do Better podcast. Shout out to him. Y'all check him out. And do I think Ja can get it back? Absolutely. Absolutely, I think he can. Absolutely. The reason I think Ja Morant can get it back is because people have the ability to change. People can change. They can. People can mature. They can. I'm not going to write him off, because if I write him off, we need to write off everybody. Hell, we need to write off ourselves. We're all trying to be better at something. We all wish there were areas in our lives that we can improve. So if we have the belief that we can do it, why can't he? And the thing that he has on his side is youth. Now, is he going to be the face of the NBA? I don't know. But in terms of returning to Ja Morant, absolutely. Because the league wanted to push him. Somebody said, including Diddy. Nah, Diddy ain't coming back. Diddy ain't coming back. We done with that. As somebody that grew up to Diddy and Bad Boy and all of that, Diddy ain't coming back. Nah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I don't even care if he come back. Like, I don't even care. Next topic. Let's talk about something more. Let's talk about something more substantive. I don't even want to waste time talking about PD. I'm so disappointed. I don't even want to talk about him. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that. Anyway, congratulations to the Minnesota Timberwolves. They absolutely shocked me. I had the Nuggets winning this series in 6. I had the Nuggets winning this series in 6, and they made me look bad. So shout out to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Shout out to Anthony Edwards and these guys. And going into the next series, I don't even have a pick. I don't have a pick. What I'm going to do is, when I have the energy after each game or whatever game, I'm going to just do it live. I don't know who's going to win. I don't even want to make a prediction right now. I don't want to pick a side right now. Let me just enjoy this series. I've been picking sides all throughout the playoffs, and I've been wrong all the way. I thought that the Suns were going to beat the Wolves. I was wrong. I picked Denver to beat the Lakers. I was right. I thought the Clippers, and then they lost. I picked the Knicks to advance. They lost. So I ain't got no more predictions, man. I'm fresh out of predictions. The only prediction I got left that could be true is the Boston Celtics going to the final. That's all I got left. That's all I got left. What we do know is that whoever wins the championship this year we are going to have a new NBA champion. We are going to have a new NBA champion. And it says something that no team has been able to go back to back since the Golden State Warriors. Think about that. The last team to win back-to-back championships was the Golden State Warriors. Somebody said Indiana might upset. Oh, they might. Because you know Boston, at any moment, they can do some bull, you know what? At any given moment. Joe Mazzulla going to have him out there telling them to shoot 35 threes a quarter. At any moment. At any moment. So it wouldn't surprise me if Boston lost, by the way. I would not be surprised. Finally, an American is winning the NBA. Wait, the NBA Finals MVP. Nah, you could be wrong. They still got Luka. You still got Luka. Don't get too excited. You still got Luka. Luka could possibly pull it off. You still got Luka, but I see what you're saying. They still got Luka. Yeah. So yeah, for real, man. So that was a great win. If Minnesota wins it, I won't be mad. We're gonna have a new champion. If the Mavs win it, I wouldn't be mad. Kyrie Irving gets to get it. If the Mavs win, I'm gonna be happy for Kyrie Irving. For real, I'm gonna be happy. It would be nice to see Kyrie Irving win another championship. In my personal opinion, I think Kyrie Irving should have made that top 75 team over Anthony Davis. I think there's no way. Charles, how hard are you going to think Stephen A. going to be twerking it up tomorrow? Stephen A. Smith can't. Yo, speaking of Stephen A. Smith, y'all already know what I'm about to say. You already know, you heard? You know exactly what I'm about to say. Did y'all see your mans? Did you see your mans when he walked up in Madison Square Garden? Did y'all peep the bop? Did y'all see Stephen A. Smith? You would have thought Stephen A. Smith was playing power forward for the Knicks. The way he was walking through the tunnel. You would have thought Stephen A. Smith was playing power forward for the New York Knicks. The way he was bopping. I was looking at him and I'm like, yo, like, I appreciate the bop. He definitely had the swag as he was bop. The only thing that killed it for me, you can't wear that strap around your shoulder, man, when you got a suit like that. That suit looks so clean. You just needed to have nothing else with it. Nothing. When you got a suit that clean, you don't throw nothing else on. Stephen A. Smith got enough money to hire an assistant. Let your assistant carry your whatever the hell, your bag or whatever the hell it is. Because you're not about to mess up this walk. You're not about to mess up this walk that we got. You saw that bop that he had? I was like, yo, this dude looked like he about to be playing shooting guard for the Knicks. As I said before, you're a stand-up dude. Love the hey, appreciate that, man. I had to come on here because I already knew that I had to come live because the minute the Nuggets was about to, like 2 minutes left in the game, I just saw the comment pop up on my computer screen. Well, this comment didn't age well. I was like, nah, I can't do it. I got to go live. I was like, somebody said it's a bop, not a Diddy bop. Okay, the bop. Okay, we can't even say the Diddy bop no more. What are we gonna do with the bop, the Diddy bop? What are we gonna call it now? God damn, Diddy done messed it up so bad that you can't even say the Diddy bop no more without people looking at you sideways. Diddy done messed it up so bad that even if you drive in your car and one of his songs come on, if you don't change his song within the first 3 seconds, people are going to be looking at you sideways. It is turned into that. If you don't change Diddy's song within the first 3 to 5 seconds before it come on, they're going to be looking at you like, yo, bro, you supporting him? That's how bad Diddy's made it. All I said was Diddy bop. They're like, nah, we got to get rid of the Diddy bop. The term Diddy is banned from Yo, I can't believe, can y'all believe this happened to P. Diddy? Yo, can y'all believe it? I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. It's like watching Jay-Z get canceled. So I cannot believe it. I just can't believe it. Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about that. That's enough of that. Can we say Benjamin's no more? Bro, I don't even know what to do. So I know we're not gonna listen to his songs. Can we listen to other songs that he produced? Is that good? Can we still listen to Biggie? Because y'all not gonna tell me we can't listen to Biggie. Ready to Die. You can't tell me we can't listen to that. I can still listen to Harlem World. Somebody said, no, take that. he said, no, take that. Bro, anyway, didn't Anthony Edwards ask if the media can stop comparing him to Michael Jordan? Yeah, I think he was capping. I think that he said, yo, stop comparing me to Michael Jordan. And I think Anthony Edwards went home. He stood in front of his mirror in his bathroom. He looked at himself. He's like, yo, I'm Michael Jordan, B. I swear to God, that's what Anthony Edwards looked like, somebody that was standing in front of the mirror looking at himself like, yo, I'm Michael Jordan. If you also peeped it, Anthony Edwards thinks he's slick. He think he really slick. If you take a closer look at Anthony Edwards, next game, and go look at the last game, you know Anthony Edwards got the band on his left arm like Jordan, and he got the band on his knees, on his leg, just like Michael. He tried to play it off like ain't nobody noticed. The wristband, he got the thing right here on, like Jordan had it on his left hand, the white one, the same one Kobe used to wear, the armband, exactly, the armband, and he got the leg band too. And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, yo, you think you Michael Jordan. I see you. I think Anthony Edwards went home and he got hype. He was like, yo, they think I'm Jordan. It's like, yo, they think I'm Michael Jordan. But we're gonna act like we don't really, we're gonna play it off. Somebody said, bro, I have an effect on my live stream that plays. It's all about the it's all about the Benjamins. Whenever someone donates $100, man, might have to change it. Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy. Somebody, shout out to appreciate the super chat. Some say Mavs have no chance against the Wolves. Nah, they got a chance. The Mavs have a chance. What? The Mavs have no chance. The Mavs just beat the OKC. What they beat them in 6 games? 4-2? OKC, they beat them in 6 games. How the Mavs ain't got a chance? They're a great offensive team. They're a great defensive team. They got 2 ISO players that you can't really double. You see, you can't double like what they were doing to Anthony Edwards in this series, doubling him and making somebody else beat you. You can't double Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic, the king of getting a big man to switch on him, and he will destroy you with 3-point shots. As a Clipper fan, I can tell you for free. Luka Doncic, once he gets that switch, whether it's Karl Anthony Towns or Rudy Gobert, it's a wrap. And if you try to trap Luka, who you going to leave open? Kyrie? I think it's going to be a close. Exactly. Benny Fizz said 50-50. Exactly. I think this series is a toss-up. I think it's a toss-up. If you say you think the Mavs are going to win, I wouldn't argue with you. If you say you think the Wolves are going to win, I wouldn't argue with you. Now, when you start getting into, they're going to beat them in 5, I don't know about all of that. But I wouldn't be surprised if either team won that series. I think it's a 50-50 series. And I think that the Dallas Mavericks got some dogs on that roster too. They got some dogs too. They got some dudes that play some gritty defense too. What PJ Washington and them do. They got some players too. And they are athletic. And they got some 3-and-D guys. They got players too. So do the Wolves. So I think it's going to be one of the most entertaining series that we have seen in years, and I cannot wait to see it. But anyway, guys, appreciate you guys for being a part of this live, man. We had a lot of fun. Also, if you guys are not following the Dreamers Pro podcast, we got a pin right there. Make sure y'all follow that. And if you're watching this live, again, we're trying to hit 200,000 subs by the end of this month, man. So please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Appreciate y'all for being a part of this. I had a lot of fun with all 1,000, I think 500 or 400 of y'all. Somebody said you want some money. That you all right, get your, it's okay. It's okay. Get your jokes in. It's all good. Anyway, man, y'all have a good one. And we catch y'all on the next one. Y'all have a good one. Be cool. Be cool. Peace.